there is a choice. We can make the Buddha be reborn again. His wisdom can be reborn again within us. Interesting audio feature. Noon means meditation for peace. Sorry for that. I never switch it off, so it reminds me as well as the people who are with me that there is a possibility of thinking about world peace. Okay. I came across the whole thing in Nepal, visiting temples and meeting people. And one of the things I came across was what the Buddha said when he was 80 on his dying bed. Every person who wants to follow me should visit with the right intention the place where I was born, then the place where I reached enlightenment, the place where I started sharing my insights, and then the place where I passed away, the place where he was laying when he was saying this. When I'd read this, in the most ancient text of Buddhism, I wanted to do that. My name is Maarten Olthof. I am born in the Netherlands and I am a biologist, ecologist by profession. I studied at Utrecht State University, and after my study I worked a few years for the local authorities. I guided tours, nature tours, eco tours you can say. I thought I knew something about plants and birds and everything. But in Nepal, all was different, and I had the feeling I could start from scratch again. After the Buddha passed away in the 5th century BC, many people made this pilgrimage. Sites were developed, temples came up, monasteries, all kinds of symbols were put there, left there, inscriptions. But in the 13th century, India fell into decline. Buddhism virtually vanished from the place where it originated, and this pilgrimage fell into oblivion. I searched and searched, and then I came across 2 travelogues of Chinese monks in the 5th and another one in the 7th century. They walked all the way from eastern China, crossing the Hindu Kush, the Karakoram, into Afghanistan, which at the time was Buddhist, with the huge Bamiyan statues destroyed by the Taliban in 2001. And then walked back to Kashmir, crossed the Indus into northern India, and visited the 4 places in a time span of 16 years. The places which I was going to visit, they have been rediscovered in the 19th century. India was under British rule. A British army official was interested in archaeology and was also touched by the philosophy of Buddhism. He took those travelogues of the Chinese monks serious. So he started with the maps of the time, trying to find out how they must have walked, and by doing so maybe rediscover the pilgrimage sites which had totally been forgotten about. Nobody knew exactly where they were. He found one after the other, he found them back. excavations were carried out, and the archaeological survey of India started, and they built parks around the places. And since a few decades, pilgrims start coming again, but nobody walks. Thus I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living at Gaya Sisa, together with 1,000 bhikkhus. There he addressed the bhikkhus. Bhikkhus, all is burning. And what is all that is burning? The eye is burning. Forms are burning. Eye consciousness is burning. Eye contact is burning. Also, whatever is felt as pleasant or painful, or neither painful nor pleasant, that arises with eye contact for its indispensable condition, that too is burning. Burning with what? Burning with the fire of lust, with the fire of hate, with the fire of delusion. I say it is burning with birth, aging and death, with sorrows, with lamentations, with pains, with griefs, with despairs. The ear is burning, sounds are burning, the nose is burning, odors are burning, the tongue is burning, flavors are burning, the body is burning, tangibles are burning, the mind is burning, ideas are burning, mind consciousness is burning, mind contact is burning. Also, whatever is felt as pleasant or painful, or neither painful nor pleasant, that arises with mind contact for its indispensable condition, that too is burning. Burning with what? Burning with the fire of lust, with the fire of hate, with the fire of delusion. I say it is burning with birth, aging, and death, with sorrows, with lamentations, with pains, with griefs, with despairs. Bhikkhu, whether noble follower who has heard the truth sees thus, he finds estrangement in the eye, finds estrangement in forms, finds estrangement in eye consciousness, finds estrangement in eye contact, and whatever is felt as pleasant or painful, or neither painful nor pleasant, that arises with eye contact for his indispensable condition, in that too he finds estrangement. He finds estrangement in the ear, in sounds. He finds estrangement in the nose, in odors. He finds estrangement in the tongue, in flavors. He finds estrangement in the body, in tangibles. He finds estrangements in the mind, finds estrangement in ideas, finds estrangement in mind consciousness, finds estrangement in mind contact, and whatever is felt as pleasant or painful, or neither painful nor pleasant, that arises with mind contact for its indispensable condition, in that too he finds estrangement. When he finds estrangement, passion fades out. With fading out of passion, he is liberated. When liberated, there is knowledge that he is liberated. He understands birth is exhausted. The holy life has been lived out. What can be done is done. Of this there is no more beyond. That is what the Blessed One said. The bhikkhus were glad and they approved his words. Now, during his utterance, the hearts of those 1,000 bhikkhus were liberated from taints through clinging no more. Of course, it's quite a long distance. It's about 600-700 miles. Bihar, where Bodh Gaya is located, is the poorest of the poorest areas in India. I thought when those monks were walking almost 2,000 years back, the situation mustn't have been much better. And they survived, so why shouldn't I survive? And then my decision was made. I just go for it.
My name is Basanta Bidari. I was the chief archaeologist for Lumbini Development Trust. It's very interesting, you know. I think I met Martin about 24 years back. Many times I saw him walking all the way from, Rasgi to Lumbini. Sometimes he's walking from Kushinagar to Lumbini.
Flowers, with birds, with wildlife. And that's why it's so green.
I said, okay, Martin, that's a very good idea. And nobody has done it before. After Xuanzang, I think you are the first one who is taking all this trouble and walking all the Buddha's places.
I was used to walking a lot. I was guiding trekkings in Nepal, in Ladakh, in Tibet, in Bhutan. I told Papu, oh, I'd love to make this pilgrimage on foot. I saw the landscape. It's really very beautiful surrounding the island of Sujata and the palm trees, and you see Dungeshwari, the mountains. And you said, oh, that's a good idea. You should do this. This is good for Bihar. This is good for the Bihari people. Please do this. It was like an encouragement. In fact, he was, until the Japanese monk, Papa was the only one who encouraged me. All the other people would say, don't do this, you're mad, it's suicide, you're risking your life.
So I thought when asked, I want to pilgrimage, that I thought, yeah, this is a good chance to Bihari people also.
Or other option is the boat must stop under the bridge.
I encourage him for all Bihar to change our image.
So it was very often the village people, they would say, go back to the road, that is safe. I found what I was looking for. I was so happy to walk there, to see the village life, the villagers, the children, like they must have been at the time of the Buddha.
Nammyo Horenge Kyo. My name is Tatsuma Sato. I'm Japanese monk. I live in Lumbini almost 17 years. I'm working for the peace. So and then I tell to Maarten about my experience. Actually, we are Buddhist monk, Buddha's disciple. We teaching about non-violence concept is if my master is a Buddha, if Buddha was here, what he said, he said, you stay temple only reading sutra, or you should go to the rescue, helping the suffering. Which way he teaching us? I think if Buddha is here, maybe he teaching you should go out.
I'm not sure, but I don't know any other examples of people stimulating others to go on a pilgrimage. Maybe he was the first one. Maybe he was the inventor of the pilgrimage. These two words, the great departure, I reflected on this, and I realized when I made my pilgrimage, that was also a great departure. And the same signs had occurred to me, because just before my pilgrimage, a few months before, my mother had her birthday, and I visited her, but she did not open the door. So I found my way into the house and I found her on the kitchen floor. She looked dead, but fortunately she was brought back to life. This was a confrontation with sickness. And then my friend Arnoud, 1 week later, not even 6 days later, he had a heart attack. He was transported by ambulance to the hospital. And when I visited him in the intensive care room, the first thing he asked me was, "Are you still going on this pilgrimage?" And I said, "Of course not, fool. I'm not going to leave you if you are in this condition. But if your situation and my mother's situation improves, then I would still like to go." But so even for me, before my great departure, there were these confrontations with suffering and almost death. And so it goes on. Others are also searching. When I pass away, maybe people I've been in touch with will continue, etc. That's how it is. It came back to me when I was standing here. And then the other thing was taking the day as it comes. There I got some very good advices from Tatsumo Sato. So the first one, he said, go without fear. So what does that mean, go without fear? Is the same as telling somebody, be spontaneous. So it is impossible to do this on order. It has to come up by itself, spontaneously. I've been thinking a lot about this and discussing with him, but it means the attitude of a warrior that faces everything he comes across on his way. Not worrying in advance, oh maybe there will be snakes, maybe there will be bandits, maybe I'll be robbed, maybe I'll get sick, maybe I can't trust the food, maybe I won't find a place to sleep. So set off and just see what happens.
How did you do? Because you are walking in Africa, you are walking from Sri Lanka to Leh, from Pokhara to Kathmandu, thousands of kilometers. So you told me several things, do please do this, do that. This is my book.
So most fear, sick, like fear is no good.
This is the first word in my book is go without fear. That is, you told me. If you are scared, other people will be frightened.
I like the idea of entering the stream. After that, there is no possibility of falling back. The stream will take you to enlightenment. In Buddhism, to reach the other shore is a metaphor for reaching enlightenment. Of course, to reach the other shore, we need something, we need skills. We have to do research. The text that you mentioned, the raft simile, is a very beautiful, very powerful one, according to me. In this text, the Buddha is pointing out that you need something to cross the river, to reach enlightenment. But if you think that this means is it, then you got it wrong. Monks, I will teach you the Dharma compared to a raft, for the purpose of crossing over, not for the purpose of holding on to. Listen and pay close attention. I will speak. Suppose a man were traveling along a path. He would see a great expanse of water. With the near shore dubious and risky, the further shore secure and free from risk, but with neither a ferry boat nor a bridge going from this shore to the other. The thought would occur to him, here is this great expanse of water, with the near shore dubious and risky, the further shore secure and free from risk, but with neither a ferry boat nor a bridge going from this shore to the other. What if I were to gather grass, twigs, branches and leaves, and, having bound them together to make a raft, were to cross over to safety on the other shore in dependence on the raft, making an effort with my hands and feet? Then the man, having gathered grass, twigs, branches and leaves, having bound them together to make a raft, would cross over to safety on the other shore in dependence on the raft, making an effort with his hands and feet. Having crossed over to the further shore, he might think, how useful this raft has been to me, for it was in dependence on this raft that, making an effort with my hands and feet, I have crossed over to safety on the further shore. Why don't I, having hoisted it on my head, or carrying it on my back, go wherever I like? What do you think, monks? Would the man, in doing that, be doing what should be done with the raft? No, Lord. And what should the man do in order to be doing what should be done with the raft? There is the case where the man, having crossed over, would think, how useful this raft has been to me, for it was in dependence on this raft that, making an effort with my hands and feet, I have crossed over to safety on the further shore. Why don't I, having dragged it on dry land, or sinking it in the water, go wherever I like? In doing this, he would be doing what should be done with the raft. In the same way, monks, I have taught the Dharma compared to a raft, for the purpose of crossing over, not for the purpose of holding on to. Understanding the Dharma as I have taught compared to a raft, you should let go even of dharmas, to say nothing of non-dharmas. Quite soon I discovered that what the Buddha said, how everything in the universe is interconnected and also interdependent, living in ecosystem and dependent on each other. We know, ecologists know, that if something happens in the ecosystem, it has its consequences throughout the whole system. For me, it was mind-blowing that somebody like the Buddha, living 2,500 years back, already clearly saw this and described it. If you want to understand the reality, you have to look deeply at things. If you want to see the Buddha, you would have to look at things which usually you would not call Buddha. So if we have a closer look at the Bodhi leaf, it's like a heart actually, if you hold it upside down. And the Buddha must have been looking at them as they hung from the trees or they were falling down on the ground. He was looking deeply at things. He understood the reality of the universe, how everything is connected, interconnected, interdependent. If we look at the leaf deeply, we might be able to see the sun in it, because without the sun, the leaf would not have grown. We might see the water in it, the clouds and the rain, because without water, no plant, no leaf. The same accounts for the earth. Without the minerals, without the soil, the leaf would not have grown. And if we look even deeper, we can see that the leaf is directly connected to us in true ecology. Because what the leaf needs in order to be able to make sugar is carbon dioxide. And that is exactly what we exhale. So what we exhale is breathed in by the leaf to make sugars, and the byproduct is oxygen, and we inhale that in order to be able to live. Past and present are connected in a network of mass and energy in which consciousness is passed from one moment to the other. If I breathe, the past breathes with me, because the air that I inhale has been exhaled already countless times. The water in my eye was once ice on the North Pole. My bones were once shells on the beach. This body is ancient. every second 500,000 cells in our body die. That means 50 billion in a day. And scientists have calculated that within 6 years our whole body is renewed. So the question comes up, am I the same as I was yesterday? Will I be the same after 6 years? What is passed on? That's a good question. So what the Buddha said about enlightenment, his own enlightenment, was that it was not unique. And I like the description that he gave. He said, there is a path in the jungle and it was overgrown. He rediscovered it. He cleared the way. And now the way is cleared, we can go the path. But he says even enlightenment, even the Dharma is impermanent. It will be overgrown again. Somebody who is enlightened only wants one thing, to help relieve the suffering from others. After enlightenment, the Buddha walked from Bodh Gaya to here to meet his friends who had left him because they thought he was on the wrong way. But after reaching enlightenment, the Buddha decided to try and find them, and he expected them to be here. He found his friends here, and on the spot of the Dharmak Stupa, we can say that was the first transmission. And one of them immediately understood, Kondana, he immediately understood. He started to see a glimpse. So not long after that he also reached enlightenment, as well as the other four. And the exact spot where this has taken place is here, and that's the big stupa you see over there. So this is the first place where the Dharma was transmitted. Coming back to the word transmission, every time I can feel it happening. You can't grasp it, but it is happening, the transmission. Something happens with people along this pilgrimage. And for some is Lumbini, for some is Kapilavastu, for some it is Bodh Gaya, for some it is Sarnath, so that it doesn't matter. And then we come to something that also happened here, because for Zen Buddhism, the vulture peak is very important, because it is said that the first transmission from the Buddha in the lineage of Zen, which goes up to this day, there is a lineage of successors in which the Dharma was transmitted. And it is said that what happened here was the transmission from heart to heart. Apart from all the books, all the sutras, all the explanations, something was transmitted from the heart of the Buddha to the heart of Mahakasyapa. And he transmitted that. And this is a wisdom from the heart. It is beyond words, there is no expression for it. So if you start talking about it, it doesn't work. You can read text. As you said, I studied so many sutras. I studied the travelogues of Fashan, Xuanzang, excavation work of Alexander Cunningham. There is something in between all these words, and that I have felt while making this pilgrimage. where does the Buddha go after his life? And he would say this is not a wholesome question. Why not? Because it does not contribute to happiness here and now, to enlightenment, to nirvana. On my mind is that I am on the site where somebody with deep insight passed away. I can feel that I'm connected to this person, that he took the decision to share his insight out of a deed of compassion. And it helps me to understand life. It helps me to understand ecology. It's a strange idea that it was here that he passed away. Why did he want us to visit Kushinagar? Was it to say goodbye to the Buddha? Or is it more that he wants to give us the chance to be reborn? And that's what I felt when I was making the pilgrimage. It's like a dance that goes on and on. The energy and the matter is passed on to the next moment. It is not possible to see things like this the whole day, but it helps to reflect in this way from time to time, and then forget it, and then be reminded again, and forget it. Hopefully, at the end of our lives, this will also help to remove despair, to remove fear. The pilgrimage was like making a journey through my own life, from birth to enlightened views, to sharing and compassion, and to passing away or passing on. That's what we see in nature. Nothing is lost. Everything is passed on to the next moment. I think it also changed my life. That is why I am so much devoted to it. That's why, persuaded or invited by the archaeologist which has excavated the area, Basanta Bidari, to write a book about my experiences, I set out to do this. It was not an easy job. Giving information about the time in which the Buddha lived, how should we understand things, walking through modern India, what did I encounter. So there are so many layers in my book, which made the story quite complex. But I didn't want to write just an adventure story, let others do that. If you make this pilgrimage and walk in the footsteps of monks like Xuanzang and Fashan, then you should go into depth. So I've taken quite a number of years to write a book, and now we're working on this documentary. I'm very happy to do that because I would like to share the experiences and insights that come up during this pilgrimage. Every moment, the new present is being born and all options are open. We can make the Buddha be reborn again. His wisdom can be reborn again within us. Interesting audio feature. Noon means meditation for peace.
The ninth hour in monasteries when they began at 3 o'clock in the night. Hence noon.
With all the Zen peacemakers across the globe. Sorry for that. I never switch it off. So it reminds me, as well as the people who are with me, that there is a possibility of thinking about world peace. Okay. Why should I start again?